What's good? What's poppin', everybody? Hope you're all having a great day. Welcome back to another New World video. Today we're talking about adding on a little bit to my previous video that I had about gear score. There's some clarification that I wanted to put in too about it, and also I didn't touch on rarity. I didn't know about this until today, so I wanted to make you guys aware about how the rarity and luck works in this game. Now we have figured it out. Real quick, if you guys are liking this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Been pushing out a lot of videos, so I'm trying to do one every day for the rest of October, so stick around for that. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, to touch on how gear score works from the last video, it starts at, it seems like it actually starts about, when you hit 60, it starts at 500 gear score. And how it works from there on is obviously I don't have any 500 pieces as I am a measly level 38. Pay no attention to that. But the way it works is that once you hit 500 or once you hit 60, your base score is 500. And that is kind of your baseline stat for your drops. And once you get, let's say, a 515 headpiece from a drop, that is, it's in the system now and it logs it as you having about a 515 baseline score now. And then it's going to adjust accordingly so you can get better drops or higher average drops than you were when you're at 500. Now, this is different from getting quest items or from crafting, it seems. It seems that those are not affected. So if you even have an item that you've crafted or you maybe bought on the auction house that, that kind of stuff, it's not actually going to affect your baseline score. It's actually through drops. So to reiterate what I was talking about in my last video, it is still the best way to do it is to be elite farming and dungeon farming. It seems there's a bunch of places all over the map. I'm sure there's plenty of places that you could find or that you even know of. So that's what you have to do to start increasing your individual slotted score. So again, if you want to start moving all your pieces up, you have to get from like a 500 set, you have to get 500 head or 515 head of 515, let's say chest, gloves, all that stuff. And it does seem that some of these are going to lag behind. That's just the nature of RNG and how MMOs work. So don't be discouraged if one of your items are really low. You will get the drop. It is just going to take a while. More farming is going to be needed for that. But that is essentially how it works. Now, one thing to note is that jewelry does not seem to be as affected by this. So things like jewelry gets dropped from bosses or crafted. But from the bosses or like elite mobs that are gold and stuff like that is where jewelry gets dropped. And those seem to have just like a pre-set value depending on the mob that you're killing. So for instance, I want to say it's in like Restless Shore around here. There's a dude here that you can kill and he drops an earring, but it's kind of a set gear score range and you're not going to be able to get anything higher than that. And it doesn't really matter about your gear score slot because it's just going to be a set value. So it doesn't seem that jewelry is as affected as we thought relative to the rest of your gear. Now weapons and all that stuff are still obviously affected by it, but jewelry seems to not be. All right, moving right along into the luck and rarity in the game. So when you have items, I don't know if I have any equipped, but I know a mining hat. So this hat, while mining, gain a 3.4% chance of finding rare items. You can have that on luck gear. People have sets of luck gear. The way that works that we have found out, and by the way, real quick, we found this all out because there have been some devs responding to forum posts and stuff, but also Dr. Lupo, who if you haven't heard, go check him out. He's a big time streamer. He's an awesome dude, really great guy. But he had a dev in his stream that was responding to some questions and kind of explaining how stuff works. So that's how we kind of know about all this stuff. Anyway, the rarity, the way it works is the percent chance actually only affects the color or the rarity of the item. Now, I know that might sound, as intended, but it doesn't actually affect your gear score from what we can tell. So you could find, this means that like if I have a set of greens like I do right here, having luck on any of these pieces of gear just means that it's a blue, but it could still be a lower gear score potentially than what I have. It doesn't guarantee a higher gear score. It just increases the rarity of said item. Now, one thing to note that we actually just found out about is that it's kind of a weird way it works is when you're farming, there's been Zergs, and sometimes it's been recommended to just go to these elite farms if you're by yourself, you can't get a party or whatever, and go there and just kind of tag what you can in elite farm. And that's still good if you want maybe some weapon XP, or you want to try to get some of the chests that have it. But if you're actually trying to get drops from elite farming, it seems that the drop decrease is per party. So let's say that there are 2 5-man parties in there. If even one of those people from the other party tags another mob, then it automatically starts decreasing the rarity that an item can drop, or essentially the luck chance. And so the more and more parties that there are in an area, the lower and lower the luck chance will be. So for instance, if there are 10 solo players in here, even if they're all working together and all able to take down these elites in elite farm, you're going to essentially have no chance of getting any drops, because there's essentially 10 individual parties that are trying to tag this mob, and the rarity is going to be really, really low. So that's something to know. So try to avoid Zergs. Try to just do 5-man to 10-man 5-man or 10-man squads. And obviously, what I mean by 10-man squads is 2 groups of 5, because we can't have a 10-man in this game. But you should try to avoid Zergs and go in your own smaller party. And if you try to go to a place and it's really Zerged out, try to go to another place, or wait it out. I wouldn't recommend trying to go in there if you're trying to elite farm or weapon or item farm when there's a big Zerg in an area. It's just not going to be worth it. You're not going to probably get anything. It is worth to note that chests are not akin to this. So if you are in an area where there is a big Zerg or a bunch of people, it doesn't count for somebody hitting a chest. The chest is purely individual luck and stuff, so that has no effect on how many people are around in an area and the rarity of an item that will come from a chest. So anyway, there's a lot of info. So TLDR about all that is back to gear score. It is individualized per slot at 600, or at 60. Your base score is 500, and you have to get each individual slot upgraded to increase what's called your watermark. Jewelry does not seem to be as affected by this, because big mob monsters or bosses will drop a set in stone essential gear score for jewelry. And then as far as rarity goes for the game, it only increases the color or the rarity of the item. It doesn't actually guarantee a higher gear score. And the drop rarity decreases per amount of parties hitting a mob. So again, try to avoid Zergs. Try to do 5 to 10 mans. You're going to need probably 10 mans to do stuff efficiently on the higher end levels. But try to avoid anything more than that. And that chests are indeed not affected by this. So anyway, guys, if you guys found this useful, helpful, enjoyable, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am doing a video every day for the rest of October. Been super hyped and loving New World. Love for you guys to come around on the journey. Come check me out tonight on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 9 p.m. PST. We're probably going to be streaming New World, probably doing a couple drinking, maybe some VR games. We'll have to see how it goes. And yeah, if you guys enjoy this, let me know down below. What do you guys think about the rarity system? Is it good in place? There's been some controversy whether or not that this is a good system or not. It's still pretty fresh because we're just learning about it. Our entire mindset and mind shift was changed because of this new information that we just received. So it's kind of hard to know exactly the implications of it in the game. So just let me know down below what you guys think. And yeah, guys, have a great rest of your day. Until next time, take it easy.